Hi guys, this is something that I wanted to try doing every once in a while. I don't know how regular this will become, but we'll give it a go. This is the place for me to talk about a game or two I've been playing recently and give my impressions so far. Without further ado, let's talk about the game that's been taking up most of my brain space this week, Sonic Frontiers. I've talked before about how much I loved Mario growing up, so by extension, I wasn't much of a fan of Sonic. I played a little bit of the games on a friend's Genesis, but that's about it. And of course, Sonic hasn't had a great track record in recent years in terms of good video games, whereas Mario games have been consistently good to great. Well, Sonic Frontiers is out here changing hearts and minds. This is a genuinely fun game that does something cool with the franchise, blending open world gameplay with set piece stages. I know people were joking about it and calling it Breath of the Sonic, but really, it feels like something completely different from the open world Zelda games. Now, the story isn't much to write about. There's been basically no plot development to the narrative since the first island, but come on, who's playing Sonic games for the deep narrative? The gameplay here is fun, it's addictive, it's absolutely a joy to dash around these island playgrounds at incredibly high speeds. The controls occasionally get a little wonky, admittedly, but it's pretty rare for that to happen. Even the set piece stages are pretty fun, despite being what I would consider the weakest part of the gameplay. Each stage has 4 missions to complete, and I would be lying if I didn't admit that I have spent a lot of time trying to get all the missions in some of these stages. Some are harder than others by quite a bit. But if you love 2D and 3D platformers and have been burned by Sonic's sporadic quality in the past years, you could do worse than giving Frontiers a try. It changes up the formula, and I highly recommend this to anyone looking for just a fun video game. As long as you can get past this part here, where I have died at least 24 times to this impossible boss. Help, anyone? If you've not played 13 Sentinels yet, and anything about the game on screen looks appealing to you, I urge you, give it a go. This is a Vanillaware game, so the art is absolutely gorgeous, with that visually appealing 2D hand-drawn look. The gameplay it's a mix of a lot of different things. There are segments of isometric semi-real-time strategy, where you pilot giant robots against waves of attacking kaiju, but most of the game is visual novel / adventure game type storytelling. Big segments of advancing through dialogue and unraveling this complex story. And the story is just... It's so compelling and so good, and it's told so well. There's a lot here, and the narrative unfolds in a non-linear manner, but almost every story segment has left this tantalizing trail of hints that just makes me want to dive into the next one. If I could say anything critical, it's that sometimes the conditions for advancing a story branch are a little obscure or difficult, and that the pacing is necessarily slow. This is one that I think I will do a full video on at some point when I've had a chance to fully absorb it. And hey, did I mention giant robots versus kaiju? So, that's what I've been playing recently. I hope you enjoyed this segment. I'll see you next time.